My child passed on in 2013, May, and after we had buried him, my wife told me that she had been advised that we need to have another kid so that she will heal from the incident, from the loss. But at that point, I told her that we cannot do that, not because it was a bad decision, but because I felt that there is someone who is trying to intrude into our personal life. In September, she came to visit. We stayed together for 2 weeks, and then at one point she told me she wanted to take the child's belonging with her to Nakuru. So I refused because I asked her, there's no need, you can take this because we were still together. You are my wife, I'm your husband. So there's no need. So at that point, we had a quarrel over the issue. So I called her mom, I explained to her, and she called her to her home to go and maybe explain the reason. On 21st September 2013, the same year, the day she was preparing to leave, the previous night, this was on a Saturday. On Friday, I was on duty the whole night. So I came to the house at around 5:30 a.m. in the morning. So when I came to the house, she was still sleeping. I went to the bed. I was so tired. So when I went to the bed, I slept. She woke up as she was preparing to leave. She was taking some of her items. So as I was sleeping, few minutes later, she poured a solution on my face. I felt a burning sensation. So it was so burning. So I thought that she had maybe poured hot water or cooking oil on my face. So when I jumped out of the bed trying to get some water so that I can reduce the burns on my face, I stepped on the floor and she had poured some water and connected the electricity. So when I stepped on the floor, I felt a shock. I just screamed for help, and my colleague came for my rescue as she had already run away. The first colleague who came in, when she saw what was happening, she just got hold of me, took me to the vehicle, and I was rushed to hospital for treatment. At that point, I was not seeing, because immediately she poured the acid on my face, on my eyes. Now, it was a blackout for me. I never saw anything. Since that day until now, I've never seen. While I was in the hospital, they wanted to do a surgery on my eyes. But the same day the surgery had been scheduled to be done, I was lifted to Kenyatta. So when I came to Kenyatta, the doctors said they let them deal with other wounds because the face was so wounded and it was so fresh. My chest, the right shoulder and the limb, it was an open wound. So they wanted to deal with it first, as they had seen the report of the doctor who wanted to perform the surgery. So later on, they realized that this acid was still burning, was going deep. That's when the doctor told me that now they can do nothing because the acid was still burning at that moment when I was in the hospital. So that was when the doctor told me, here, done, you'll not see again.